Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Tuesday, July 27th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. So good to see you. Come on in, relax, have fun. Welcome to my Facebook peeps who come in and chat. We get into all sorts of things. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who watch this after it goes to video. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who lurk, but don't necessarily chat in the room. That's okay too. As long as everybody's learning something, we're good to go. And I also want to welcome my YouTube people. Good to see ya. Hello, Mary. Mary Blankenship. Good evening, sweetie. Zoom out. Good to see everybody. Let me get you adjusted here. Let's see what Tuesday brings for us all. Now, don't forget, I'm going to be putting up a notice. Hi, Dorothy. Good to see you, Dorothy. I'm going to be putting up a notice that August 3rd, I'm going to be doing a duet coloring with Dawn Boyer. We always have fun with that. And that'll be out of Compass Rose. So we'll have a good time. Okay. So I got a number of things I want to show you tonight. Zoom out. Dorothy, good to see ya. So I want to show you something that I did. This is from Enchanted Forest. And I want to whet your appetite with this, in that I went ahead and I used stencils on my pages. And I colored in black silhouettes. Now, they don't have to be black. You can use the pens and do, you know, the blue, green, red, whatever. But the effect of using the black is the most outstanding. So I plopped in some birds, and I plopped in a couple of fairies. And butterflies. Lots of fun with this one. Hey, Rhonda. So I want to show you this because I will be working on this piece and we'll have some fun with it. This actually is 2 pages, and this is the Johanna Bosford Enchanted Forest. So we can have lots of fun with this as well. Okay. Alright, so this is Fantasia, F-A-N-T-A-S-I-A, by Nicholas C. Chandrawienata. Beautiful book. Okie dokie. Now, I want to make a request with everybody about membership here. Please tell your friends. This is a coloring group, but it also, near and dear to my heart, is being available with people that have depression issues, are isolated, have medical issues, and basically are confined to their homes for whatever reason. So I want people to know that this group exists, that they can come in and enjoy our chat and enjoy the coloring that we do and the camaraderie that we have. We have a lot of fun. So please tell your friends. It is so important. Okay. We are good to go. Now, last night I was working on my little metal pieces. Zoom in. Hello, Sarah. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Rebecca. Okay, I went through and I cut down these pieces like I told you I would. I just used some nail clippers. It worked beautifully. And now the top of her scarf has all these nice little metallic pieces on them. And I used the rose gold. So guys, I want you to be open to these ideas, okay? Zoom out. Zoom out. So let's go ahead and continue. I am having such a good time doing this. I hope that you're enjoying it. Hello to everybody. If I missed anybody, I'm so sorry. So I got Sarah and Dorothy and Mary, Rhonda, Tammy. Super. So let's have some fun. Da, 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 dum, da, 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 dum. All right. Good times. So I'm going to go ahead and do the little band on her head. And you know that I went through and I added those extra lines. ILene, hi. Zoom in. Hi, Sandy. Hello, 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 everybody. So glad to see you. Okay, so let me clean off this piece. Some of you are coloring it with me. Others are coloring your own pieces. Pearl, hello. ILene, I use small little nail art metallic pieces that I glued on. And that's what made this shiny. I cut them down to size where I had to cut them down and glued them on, and they made a wonderful addition. Okay. So I'm going to grab, let's see. Yeah, they do look like little nails. Da, da, da. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm just deciding what I want to use on that scarf. Or not the scarf, I'm sorry, the band that's on her head. Now, is everybody clear on how I've been doing the folds on fabric? Zoom in. I showed you how I did that jacket, which turned out beautifully. I showed you how to add extra folds. And I want to show you a little trick that I use when I have interference with glue, which I happen to have on this headband. Okay, everybody see this little white splotchy part right here? So that's glue. And what you do is go ahead and take your markers, your water-based markers, and just cover that up, okay? All right, and let me grab my blender pencil, Yes, you go darker, further out. Yes, ma'am. And the reason that you do that is that what's in the forefront is visible, more visible to the observer. And as something gets further and further away, it gets more, what's the word I want, muddied. Remember I did that with trees? And welcome to everybody that's watching. If you're coloring, great. Use this time to snag some coloring time. But please do say hello. That's why I'm live. Zoom out. Okay, now, here's a little trick. Some people will tell you that it's not good to use marker on top of pencil, which I think is not correct. In my opinion, it is perfectly okay. Zoom in. And now what I want you to see is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start adding my darker spots. Now this is water-based marker. And I'm going through and I'm adding the folds in the fabric. So I want you to see how I'm doing that. Hello, Rita. Rita from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Now, I use multiple mediums on my pieces. Now, and also don't forget that when you get a little glob, not a glob, but if you get a little puddle of marker, just take your finger and press your finger onto it. And that way it dries up any of those little puddles. Okay. Hi, Helen. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I want to get a little bit, some shading in on the very edge of that band. And remember, when you go darker towards the outside, that's what starts to give your piece your dimensional effect. So let's go ahead and get that on the outside and we'll be good to go. Now remember, as I always tell you, is that your ability to blend on a piece of paper is going to be based on what pencils you're using, what that paper quality is. Whoops, excuse me. Oh, thanks, Helen. So I'm going to use a little bit of my mineral spirits and we're going to soften the look of this whole band. And remember, you're doing a combination of dabbing and a little bit of rubbing. Now, I also want to point out to you, now that I've put that on my page, the mineral spirits, if you go back over that with your pencil, that's going to really smooth it out as well. Because the mineral spirits that are on that paper are combining with the pencil that you're coloring with. Everybody see how that's changing now? And look how smooth that's becoming. So, in effect, you are using your pencil as a blending stick for the color. Much better. let me brush that off. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Everybody see how cool that looks? We are getting there. We are getting there. Okay. I am really enjoying doing this piece for you guys. I hope you like it. Now, again, even if you don't like the subject matter, remember, it's the techniques that I'm teaching you, right? Whatever method you use after that, that's totally up to you. Okay. So I'm seeing this whole piece as being very, gemmy. That's the word I want. But while I'm doing this and thinking of it, I want to show you something pretty neat. Let's find my eyeshadow here. So I'm pulling out one of my 4 sets. No, I didn't do paint flicks off a toothbrush. Those stars were there, and I'm actually going to put gem on them. Okay, on this ball, I'm going to take some white eyeshadow and I'm going to put some on here, and that's going to make this look smoky. Now, I want you to, it does not defeat the gel pencil that we used. We still have that look. And if you notice, I'm only doing this in spots. Zoom in. Everybody see how I'm doing this to smoke up this crystal ball? And again, I'm only doing it in spots. Now, I don't ever want you to be afraid to do things like this, guys, because you're saying, well, why did I bother to color it in the first place? That's all part of the coloring process, guys. Okay, I'm going to put one more splotch right there, and then that's it. And let's see, let me change the light just a little bit. Zoom out. Zoom out. Look how cool that looks. Now don't be afraid to put your white on there. And this is where some colorists have a little problem, is they put a little white on there because they're hesitant, not realizing that if you put a little more on there, it's going to look absolutely terrific. Now we don't want to cover up too much area, and I also want you to remember that you always have an out with this, the eyeshadow, because you can erase it off with your eraser. Oh, there we go. Zoom out. Isn't that pretty? So there's an idea for you. All right. And I'll be getting back to the skin in a little bit. Right now I'm playing with this outside. And I also want to play with her earrings. And I think that I want her earrings to be super, super glittery. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to, let's see what we want here. So how's everybody doing tonight? Tell me something positive that happened to you today. All right. Zoom in. Zoom in. I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and use multiple colors. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lay down a base color. So this will be a blue glitter. So I'm going to go ahead and use a blue pencil. Now you don't have to put down a base color, but if your glitter is not completely covering what you want to do, it could show through. And that's why I put that light tan behind the metallics when I put those spikes on her scarf. So Rebecca Jones said she took her kids to volunteer getting ready for a county back to school drive. Okay. They did a great job and she's so proud of them. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. So ILene is saying that she stayed in New Hampshire. She stayed in New Hampshire, poor air quality, smoke from out west. Wow. I'm not complaining. Cannot imagine living near the wildfires. Yeah. It's awful. Okay, so I'm just putting down some base colors of the glitter that I'm going to be using. That's all I'm doing here. Yeah, the turquoise beads are pretty. But you know me by now, I've got something else in mind too, right? Oh my, you guys just never know, do ya? Trust me. Oh, and ILene says, oh, in orange, one of favorite groupings, Howard Johnson colors. Oh, yeah. Very good. It is a good color combination, actually. Okie dokie. There is a method to my madness, guys. You know, it's really funny you should mention it, that Howard Johnson's corporations go through a lot of money to figure out good color combinations. And that orange and turquoise definitely made people think of the Howard Johnsons. I'm not even sure there's any more around anymore. Okay. So are you guys curious what I'm going to do with this? Zoom out. Now, I'm not picky about smoothing out the colors. And by the way, was everybody clear about what happens when you try and color over the glue? And it won't pick up your colored pencil? That's where you use your markers. If you don't have markers, try a pen. Okay, now, oh, Rhonda's got Happy Mail, pink pencil holder, okay. Mixed media paper, okay. Can't wait to see what you have in store for us. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out some of my little copperish doohickeys. And again, guys, I can't say this enough. Don't overload, okay? Please. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put zoom in. Zoom in. I'm going to put a little dab of glue on my dots, on my beads. Not exactly sequins, but what I'm doing is I'm adding a little gold button or bronze button where that bead, you know, it's you know how you have a pierced earring post come through a bead and that's the bottom part of it to hold the bead on? That's what I'm showing here. Doesn't that look cool? Does everybody know what I'm talking about when you string a bead on a earring post and you've got that bottom part? Okay, now keep in mind that if you wanted to just go ahead and color the earrings, beads, and make them dimensional, which is another option that I could have done, that's fine too, but put your little end piece on here. Details, guys, details. What I want for you is that when you're coloring and somebody looks at your piece, they can go, "Oh, that's an ILene Giddings piece," because you work on details and you put cute little things on here without getting stupid about it, right? Rhonda, what paper did you get? Okay, hold on. I got two of these stuck together. There we go. So if you decide that you don't want to do anything further with your beads, color them up the way that you want them. Oh, the thick big book. Okay. Isn't it beautiful? And I'm going to be talking about that in a little bit as well. Not tonight, obviously, but... Oh, I got so much stuff I want to show you guys. I'll tell you what. Oh, how pretty. Zoom out. Zoom out. There you go. And that's just part of this. And I'm just grabbing my glitter. Okay. Yeah, Color Book is a really good brand. They're inexpensive and they're very generous with what they sell you. Okay, let's play some more. So I have got my blue glitter glue. Zoom in. Zoom in. And I'm going to take my blue glitter glue and I'm going to dab that around my metallic piece. And what you need to do is just use your toothpick to push your glitter around your piece, and if it gets on top of your metallic, just gently wipe it off with the clean part of your toothpick. Now, it's going to look a little wonky close up, and what I'm doing here is I'm dabbing down a glob. And then I'm going to spread it with my toothpick. And I'm showing you the close-up here. Maddie says she's in the bathroom coloring her hair. Okay. Well, I'm glad you can watch while you're doing that. That's cool. 6-year-old neighbor of my grandchildren told me to color it next time. All right, Rhonda's back. Okay, so let me roll you just a little bit here. Gonna put the green down. And like I said, just blotch it down there and then move it around with your toothpick. Now I've got a little bit of green here. I'll do everything I can to get that glitter around there. Oh, it worked. There you go. And like I said, be generous with your glue, guys. All right, Maddie's going on a road trip. Everybody see how well that glitter is going on these pieces? Pretty, pretty Empress of Embellishments, yes. That's right, I'm in my embellishment mode. Okay, let's put orange on there. I'll glop some orange. That's right, now we can talk about Maddie because she can only listen. Anybody have any questions or comments about what I'm doing? La, da, da. Now, when your glitter dries, if you decide that it looks a little thin, put another coating on there. Okay, and I'm missing one of my little embellishments. I may have knocked it off. Does this close-up view work for everybody? Let me know. There we go. All right, let's get our red on here. And interestingly enough, it really works very well with these glitter jars that have this nozzle on it. You can be very, very precise. ILene says she's giddy. And see how beautifully that goes around our little metallic add-on. It is pleasantly surprising how precise you can be with this stuff. Zoom out. Okay, look at the difference now between the two sides. Zoom in. So I put a little of my excess green right here. And again, be generous with your glitter glue because the stuff, due to gravity, settles in and thins out. So what looks thick to you now is not going to be thick to you later. Okay? And welcome to all our new people watching tonight. Please don't be shy about saying something. Uh-oh. Hopefully Rhonda isn't here yet, or else she's, Wanda, excuse me. She would be liking that creaking boat. That way when she comes in later, it won't be on. Oh man, see how beautifully that glitter glue goes around the embellishment. It's got just enough viscosity that it moves beautifully and it adheres together and you can control it. See that? And then what I'm doing on these other parts of these earrings is just making sure that I don't have any glitter glue on there when I go to color. Anybody have any questions or comments? I just have to do the red and the orange and I'm done. There's the red. And there's our orange. And like I said, if you get your glitter glue on top of your little metallic thingy, just keep wiping the tip of your toothpick and clean it off. Here we go. And any spillage that you have, just wipe it up. Okay, let's get the rest of this red on here. And again, I'm deliberately showing you this close up so you can see how it's going to work. Oh gosh, guys. Zoom out. Yay or nay? What do you think? Would you try this? All right, let me pop my glitter away. Just want to give you ideas, guys. That's what we do here. Okay. Zoom out. Now this particular picture we can play with like this because of the subject matter. This is not something that you are making excuses to put stuff on. And I'm going to let this dry now. And I'll move over to a different area here. Hold on. Let me decide what I'm going to do. Alright, so let me tilt this up a little bit just so that you can see. Make sure there isn't any glare. You can see our little headband thing, which I absolutely love. I think we're in good shape. Okay. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to work on some of these little edge circles. I won't do the whole thing, and you'll see why in a minute. But you're going to see how it's all going to come together. Zoom out. And again, I put the chalk on the globe to make it look kind of misty. Not kind of misty, to make it look misty. Zoom in. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use a very light neutral gray on my rings on the outside here. Zoom in. And what I want to do is I want to lay down a basic neutral color because I'm going to be adding embellishments on here. And if you leave it white, it's going to show through as an uncolored spot. Because you know how you color a page and you see a teeny tiny spot of white and it sticks out like a sore thumb, right? So I'm putting a nice neutral color on it. This happens to be, what is it, a Fila light brownish gray. Now you don't have to do anything particularly special with it. You just want to make sure that you've got your whole area covered, right? And one of the reasons that I'm moving out to this outer rim is because I don't want to disturb that glitter that I just put on there. Okay, and let me just erase here. Let me turn this. Zoom out. Oh, I feel good tonight. I feel good, I feel good. Okay, so I'm going to get some of my add-ons here. And I've got different sizes. So we will see which works. La-da-da-dum. La-da-da-dum. Oh, hold on. There we go. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick a size. Aha! For my gems around the outside. And this looks like this will be perfect. Now, to me, guys, zoom out. Zoom out. This to me is a very blingy piece. But having said that, I will qualify that statement that I'm going to say it's blingy with taste. So I'm going to work on gems on the outside. And that's going to eat up quite a few of my gems, but that's okay. I've had these gems for a while, which means based on what I'm coloring, I wasn't using them a lot. Let's see what we got here. So that tells me that this is a perfect piece for it. Okay, glue on the back, on the bottom there. And we'll put that right in the center. Zoom in. And I think that you're going to see that it's perfect for. And I want you to tell me what you think of the colors. If that doesn't fit this perfectly, I don't know what does. Clarissa. Hi, sweetie. Clarissa. Excuse my hands. Excuse. And I'll pull out in a second to show you this. And you can tell me what you think. Every once in a while, you'll get a coloring piece that you can go, I almost hate to say wild on. But I would say that there's not many pieces that would allow you this many embellishments, right? Okay, now I'm going to skip this top piece for now, and this little teeny tiny part, and this little teeny tiny part, and this partial right here. I Now, I've gotten brave and I've put a dot of glue on every single spot. So you guys need to start laying your bets with each other, whether I'm going to get into them or get into the glue or not. And have to reapply it. Stephanie Connors. Hi. It's your connection, Rhonda. Oh, Sandy, you're fading in and out? Okay. I've got a little directional fan, and that may be the issue. I've changed the direction. It may have been affecting my microphone. Let me know if this is cleared up. I've changed it. Thank you for letting me know. Is that any better, guys? All right, so you can see that I'm going ahead and I'm going around the entire outside of my circle. Okay, Rita says she hears me clearly. Thank you, Rita. Okay, almost done. Oh, you get your hearing aids next Tuesday, Rita. Oh, fantastic. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. All right. Look at that, guys. Isn't that beautiful? Now, anything that's new, if the broadcast is interrupted, I will be back right away. Happens because the internet load, who knows? Okay, now how do you like it so far? La, da, da. Now, I also happen to have a teardrop gem. So, if it fits, I'm going to go ahead and put that teardrop in the center here. So I just need to think about color. I'm thinking right now a green would look really good because we don't want this to get lost. And we want it, oh yeah, there we go. We want it to be soft and we want it to stand out. Okay, so I'm going to go with my neutral coloring. Zoom in. Now a little bit of the blue on the outside shows. I'm not worried about that at all. And we need to be very careful to get excess glue from around here because we're still working on the face. So we got to get that glue off of any section on the face. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? Let's see if I can move my light. There you go. And I want you guys to see how this piece is really coming together. Okay. Now, I haven't purchased this rhinestones in a long time. The only exception that I made was when I got more of those teeny tiny ones that I really like. And that's because I use a lot of them. So let's go ahead and play with this a little further. Zoom in. Now I'm going to do just a couple samples of what I'm going to do with these larger blinged areas, because otherwise we'd just be sitting here all night watching that. So I'm going to add just a little bit more bling to my circles, and specifically these outer rims. And I think this is going to be really cool. And I want to show you something about the colors that I'm choosing. Zoom in. Zoom in. So I've got my glue, and I'm going to add a little line of it around the outside of my larger gem. Excuse my arm. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to take my rhinestones, and I want you to see that I'm using a slightly different blue than what my centerpiece is. And I want you to also see that I'm using a slightly different, larger stone so that you don't see the line at all. Everybody see that? So if you want to cover up those nasty dark lines, that's one way to do it. There you go. Zoom out. Isn't that gorgeous? All right. Let me bend my paper a little bit. Again, I'm not going to do them all. Just going to do a couple so that you can get the idea how this little puppy's going to look. Going to look. Zoom in. And my suggestion to you to pull this off is don't use the same exact shade. Well, okay, let me revise that statement. I've chosen not to use the exact shade. If you want to, it'd be just as beautiful. The other thing that you could do is alternate between the lighter and the darker. So in other words, use the same shade and then something lighter and alternate between the two around the outside. That would look beautiful. Oh man, really nice. And I hope that you can see on camera how fascinating this looks. And look at that, it just exactly fits. Okay, I'm going to do one more. Now on the clear one, I might do yellow. You can do yellow, that's a nice light color. On the pink, I may go darker. In fact, let me do that. And then you can see what you think. And if you think that what I'm doing now is just about sticking gems on something, you couldn't be more wrong. We're talking about color combinations here. And learning ways to think outside of the box without being super gaudy. But you know what? What's really funny? I have people email me all the time and tell me that they love how I do this extra stuff on here. And that's my, along with the coloring, that's my little niche, Oh, look at that, guys. Isn't that pretty? And again, if you want to alternate colors, that's fine. If you want to go the same color, that's fine. Your artwork. Anybody need me to get closer to see this? Yes or no? Okay. Okay, ILene says no. All right. And then I'm going to show you one more thing, because I've got 2 gem circles at the top there that I need to do something with. Oh boy, is this going to be pretty. I'll tell you what. And I'm tickled that this works just beautifully. No gaps. Zoom out. Zoom out. Isn't that pretty? Okay, let's take care of those gems at the top. Zoom in. Zoom in. Excuse my hand. Zoom in. Okay. So let me show you how I'm going to take care of that, because obviously I couldn't put that larger gem in the center. So I'm going to glue that. I really should have a piece of paper underneath there. We'll spread that around. Yeah. I'm going to take a larger gem. But not as large as the one that I was putting on there. So I have to rig this just a little bit. And then I'm going to take my smaller gems and put that around the outside. Does that make sense? So it's not quite exactly like the other ones, but we're pretty darn close. We really are. Okay, now we've got this little teeny tiny area right here. Give me a second while I put my reds away. So I've got some topaz, a little topaz color, which will match the previous one that I put on here. So we get a little bit of glue on that. And we go ahead and we put the teeniest, tiniest rhinestones on there. Again, guys, I don't want you to think that any use of product, no matter how small, is a waste, okay? Because it really isn't. It shows that you care about your piece. All right, there we go. Any questions? Zoom out. There you go. I hope you like this so far. All right, I'm going to let things dry here. And I'm going to switch over to my Johanna Bosford. Anybody have any questions or comments? I think we're in pretty good shape with this. All right. Let me take a little drink of water here, and we will switch over. Yeah, you heard it. Gazelle. Anybody have any questions? Yeah, it wasn't really a complaint. She just wanted attention. Mom, Mom. So I hope you guys see the ideas that we have that you can do on stuff like this. I'm almost thinking of putting gems on these little earrings. Do you guys want me to do that? Do you want me to switch, or do you want me to put gems on the earrings? Let me know. Alright, let me get my pencils out of the way. Rhonda says she wants me to do gems. Alright, let me do a little bit on the earrings, then I'll switch. How's that? Zoom in. a neutral color in the background just to get rid of the white. Now, you guys know that I'm a stickler for detail when I can. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. The end of this earring right here is our post again. And I've got another one on the other side. Give me a second here. Now, I don't care what you color your paper to make it neutral. If you're sticking stuff on it, just make sure that you don't do something that's going to glare outward, okay? Oh, sorry. I'll get you centered. Okay. I've got two spots here where we have the end of the post. And so I'm going to go back with my metallic like I did at the bottom of the earrings and put that on there. So there's the one, which you can't see because I don't have it on camera. So there's the one, and here's the other. There we go. I love it. And again, this glue will go away. You're seeing a reflection of the glue. And now we can go ahead and gem up the earrings. So let me go ahead and start up on one of the posts here. We'll go that one. Hold on, gotta open the package real quick. And I'm going to start with a teeny tiny gem at the very top because part of the earring is hidden. Zoom in. And guys, I have absolutely no problem using all these gems. Rhonda, I don't know if you saw this, but I'm using the slightly larger gem here on the bottom portion. You could use some of these gems on the street lights on your grayscale. Oh man, beautiful. Can you guys see how pretty that looks? Gorgeous. All right. So while I've got my pink out, let's go ahead and look at this other side. Put a little glue on there. I'm still cutting out. Anybody else having that problem? Rita, can you hear me without any problem? And then I'm going to go ahead and finish this off with a couple of the large stones. Okay, Sandy says no problem. Rhonda, pull out and come back in. Now, I know that some of this can be a little tedious when you're doing it, but trust me, when you see the finished piece on this, I think you're going to like it. Now, if your gem is a little bit bigger than your earring, that's fine. Just extend it a little longer. Nobody will know. Okay. A couple more of these earrings, and then I'm going to go on to my Johanna Bosford with my fairies. All right, teeny tiny gem up in the corner here. Sweat the details, guys. Do you want a good piece or do you want a great piece? How pretty. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay, I'm going to show you go over to the other. So I've got an earring that's got spacers in it. Zoom in. Zoom in. All right. Okay, Sandy. Yeah, I'm having a little trouble on this end too, and I don't know why. Okay, I've got my glue on here, and this is what I want you to see. Again, talking about detail, watch this. Dark green at the top. And then a light green in the middle. Now, depending on how much space you have, you may have to go with large and small. Gems does not matter. All right, dark gems, dark green again. Isn't that cool? Good night, ILene. I'm going to switch over to my Johanna Basford in about 2 minutes. And then my light green again. There you go. And hopefully you guys can imagine how this is going to look when this is all gemmed up. I mean, look how pretty it looks now when these are side by side and very close. A lot of coloring, guys, is the ability to envision as to what you're going to be looking at. So give me a second here because I want you to see this. So now I'm going to go down the side here. With my light green. Okay guys, I'm back. Got bumped. Zoom in. Come on back in the room. To those of you who are watching me live on Facebook, don't know what the problem was, but I am back. Okay. Let's see if we can continue this broadcast. Hey Rhonda. Okay. So last I was here, zoom in. I went ahead and I finished the row of the rhinestones, and you can see how absolutely gorgeous that looks. So I wanted you to see that and see how the addition of these simple little rhinestones make the difference. right. Well, hello, Melissa. Welcome, welcome. Been having a little bit of broadcast problems tonight. But this too shall pass. Zoom in. Zoom in. So what I want you guys to see is with the addition of simple embellishments, that we can go ahead and have a fantastic looking piece. Yeah, Melissa, I was bounced. Rhonda started hearing sound problems, other people were, and usually that means that I'm going to get bounced. Oh, Melissa, if you love shiny, you should see what I did to the outside of this piece. All right, let me put on a little more glue. And what I'm doing is I'm concentrating with colors of the pinks and the greens. Zoom out. Okay, everybody see how gorgeous that's looking. All right. And again, once you get to using these, they're very easy to apply. I mean, you really do get a feel for them. And only you guys can decide whether it's well worth the effort to do something like this. I think it is. And the other thing that I really want you to realize too, same with your coloring, is you've got to allow the piece to come together. Don't get frustrated while you're doing it, okay? I talk to you about that all the time. And I really hope that you can see how pretty this is starting to look now that I'm grouping all these colors together. It really is looking fabulous. Okay, a couple more strands. I want you to notice too how I'm alternating the shades. To make this look really cool. And let me know if I need to pull in closer so you can see what I'm doing. And I promise you that if you are into this sort of thing, it is well worth the effort, guys. Okay, 3 more strands and we're done. What do you think so far? Would you try it? Do you like it? and I'm asking for you. If not, I get it. No biggie. Melissa says she likes it. Okay. Now notice how on the drawing of this earring, it's segmented, and I'm putting different colors in into the segments. And I also want you to notice that I put the little gold part at the very bottom of this particular one, which is the pin that holds in your earring. Oh, how pretty that is. Okay. Zoom out. Zoom out. Hey, Wanda. Yeah, Melissa, I don't know if you were watching earlier, but I gemmed up the outside of this with gems around those as well. And we got a gem in the center here. And I clouded up the crystal ball using eyeshadow and just put splotches of white on there. Zoom in. Zoom in. Honestly, guys, this is the most bling I've ever put on a piece. But it makes a difference, and it's good. This calls for it. So here's another earring that's got segments. Gonna go ahead and do the different colors. It's the details, guys. And the true measure of whether you've mastered putting embellishments on something is whether it still looks classy. Right? That's going to be your measure, guys. Right. Rhonda says that if it fits the piece. But even on something like this, you run the risk of overdoing it. So that's where you need to think about what you're doing, okay? And now you see why I put a little color on these before I added my bling. Okay, one more piece, guys. And this is going to look so neat with her earrings now, because that's what this whole segment's all about here. Zoom out. There you go. And you know, if I wanted to, I could have continued these earrings down a little bit more. Personal preference, but I want you to think about stuff like that. Okay. So we're looking pretty good. Zoom out. Let me grab a little bit of water. And I think for balance, zoom in. Oh, you like it, Maddie? Good. Zoom in. I think for balance, I'm going to go ahead and add some simple blue, the simple blue gems on this necklace, or headdress, whatever you want to call it. You've got to constantly be evaluating what you're doing. And when you're coloring, you've got to be willing to change your plan. I've seen too many people that get hell-bent on doing a piece a certain way, and if they start to have problems with it, or they try with a color that they thought was going to look good, and it ended up not quite what they expected, and then they get immediately discouraged. Thank you, Maddie. Add beads on the pink. Honestly, I don't have any beads. Okay, and I'm going to put 2 tiny ones at the top here, just because of room reasons. And actually, Sandy, you got to be careful about doing that, because if you add too much to something, the beads really would be too much. I've already colored them in a 3-dimensional pattern, or in a dimensional pattern with shadow. So I think that this is enough. Yeah. Do you see my point, Sandy? But you know what? That's just personal taste. If you were doing this piece and you had beads, have at it. Zoom out. Zoom out. So, Sandy, don't take that as a hard no. That's not meant to be that at all. Okay, everybody see how this is starting to balance out. Alright. I'll get to my other piece tomorrow. I've already showed you how I used the stencil to add fairies to it, the Johanna Bosford. And it looks really cool. I'll show you that at the very end before I sign off. Okay. Couple more things I want to show you. Beads below the nails. What do you mean? You mean on the nails themselves? Or are you talking about right here? I haven't finished this side yet. So yes, I will put beads there. Yes, ma'am. I will put my rhinestones there, if that's what you meant. Haven't done above the eyes yet. Okay. Clear rhinestones. Zoom in. I will be doing those circles. Yeah, I'm not doing those yet, but I certainly will be putting a decoration on it, Sandy. I'll either color it, we'll see. Okay, clear gemstone on our triangles. And notice that I'm using clear because I really don't want to draw a lot of attention to this segment. But I did want to add a little bit of an embellishment. Now, if you choose, you could get quite elaborate with these little rhinestones and make shapes out of them. For example, if you wanted to fill in these triangles with nothing but rhinestones, you could. Or if you have an area that doesn't have, for example, you know, a square, a circle, a triangle, or whatever drawn on it, you could go ahead and create that yourself. And Rhonda, I'm thinking of your cityscape. I don't remember exactly what was on it. But let's say that you had a crosswalk sign and that was showing on there. You could go ahead and add a little bit of rhinestone on that sign for the stop and the go. Does that make sense? And guys, I'll be pulling out in a second so you can see how this looks. This little touch on here is really good. It's a not in your face decoration, but it adds to it. Oh, man. Oh, you already put gold glitter pen on the street lights. Perfect, Rhonda. Yeah. Oh, guys, wait until you see this. Bear with me. It's worth the wait. And for anybody that's new and is watching, I normally do not, read my lips, I normally do not add this much to a page. But given as to what it is, that it's a medium, psychic, stars, that sort of thing, I felt that it called for it. And I'm not going crazy with it. I talk a lot about that, to not get stupid with your decorations. Zoom out. Guys, look how beautiful that looks. Isn't that cool? I wanted to show you that even before I got it finished. Trust me, you can over bling this, and you absolutely do not want to do that. Zoom in. Questions, comments? Is it sparking some ideas? Two more to go and I'm done with this segment. And again, guys, don't add to, just to add something. That's the absolutely wrong reason to do that. Oh, wow. Wow. It looks... Zoom out. Look at that. Now, I don't anticipate adding too much more bling to this. I have to finish the other side of the earrings. I'll work on the center portion. I'll work on the stars, and then we've just got this little inside to do. So my question to you is, based on what I've been showing you on this, do you think that this bling is called for? I mean, I'll be adding my other colors around the outsides on my large gems. I'll finish the earrings. She's got a nose piercing, yeah. What was that, Melissa? You were thinking the same thing? What's that? Yeah, she's got a nose piercing. I'll take care of that when I finish the skin. Yeah, I'll put a gem on the nose. I'll do that. But I've got to finish the skin. This is just preliminary right now. I don't want you guys to be turned off by something like this. I want you to consider it. I thought adding little white in the globe was really cool too. Haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with the stars. Right now my thought is I'm not interested in putting bling on it because it'll take away from what we've got up this way. I don't know yet, depends. Maybe to balance it out just a little bit, we'll see. Yeah, I haven't decided on the eyeshadow. The green would be pretty, I think. With what, piercing blue eyes? Questions, comments, you like, you don't like. Does it give you ideas for things that you would be doing? Green eyes like a cat. All right, let me do that as the last thing. Let's go ahead and do some green eyes. Sit tight, I'll do that, and then I'll call it an evening. All right, give me a moment here. Yeah, I agree with you. It's a deep color lipstick. And you know I'm going to put a little cellophane on those eyes, right? You guys need to stick around for that too, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, glitter is dry. Woohoo! Are you guys going to compliment her nails? Yeah, her nails should have been longer. Yeah, I know. Are you guys going to compliment me for the fact that I didn't stick my hand in anything that was wet? Zoom in. Zoom in. All right. Eyes. Darker at the top. And lighter around the bottom. Darker green at the top, lighter green at the bottom. Whoop. And now you guys also see why I waited on doing any coloring over the eyes. Okay, let me grab my cellophane so you guys can see this that haven't seen it before. Oh man, this piece, you know, even when I walk away from my desk and look at it, it is gorgeous. Okay, for those of you that aren't aware, I have the holographic cellophane. And what you do is you take little pieces of it and you cut it up and you put it directly on the eye. So you take little teeny tiny pieces, which is an interesting job in itself, and you cut it up. And you take a little dab will do ya, a glue, and you put it right on the eye. You don't need much. I'm going to transfer a little bit of this glue here over to the other side because you really don't need that whole glob there. Okay, here's the magic. You take your little piece of cellophane and you pop it onto the eye. Can you guys see that now? And look at the difference now between the two eyes, guys. Be sure that you leave the black showing, okay? And that's why you need really teeny tiny pieces, because you really don't want to cover up your black part. Hold on, gotta cut a couple more smaller pieces. And you need to have the patience of a saint to do this. Zoom out. And make sure that you get the cellophane completely on the eye and not on the skin, otherwise it's going to look wonky. Zoom out. Look at that, guys. Do you see it? Let me get this other cellophane off here so you can see it. Zoom in. Isn't that beautiful? Any questions or comments? It's got to be holographic cellophane. Now, I did a coloring of a devil and an angel together. Now, a couple people asked me why I did that, because you know I'm Christian and I don't glorify satanic anything. Well, to answer that question, I felt it was okay because of having the angel on the page. But what I want to tell you is that we did the angel eyes with the clear, the holographic, and I used a little bit of the red for the devil eyes. So there you go. See how that shines? Maddie says no, she's not sure about the eyeshadow color. Now, the way that we got these eyes is because Stacy Garrett, who was in the group, who's our young lady who's getting her licenses for the sonography. Not strenography, sonography. And she brought up the idea of putting the cellophane on the eyes. And I've been doing it ever since. And when you've got a coloring that you have like a little cute cat that has big eyes on it, guess what? What color is Sugar Maple and Prisma pencils close to? I have no idea. Post the question in the group, Sandy. So what are you asking exactly? Are you asking how to color a Sugar Maple color? And you want to know what in Prisma pencils would do that? Okay guys, I'm happy with what we got. Some of you learned a new technique with eyes. Yeah, just clarify your question, Sandy. And I hope you guys had a good time tonight. Zoom out. So now you can really see the mystique in the eyes. And what I will probably do is I will go ahead and I'll probably put some of that cellophane on the ball. Oh, Maddie. Now, how long are you going to be gone? How long are you going to be gone, Maddie? Weeks. Oh. So basically just about all of August. Okay. Gonna miss you. Have a very safe trip. Hopefully you can pop in every once in a while on your phone. Anybody have any questions or comments about tonight? I hope you learned something. And I hope that you're enjoying how this piece is coming together. And again, I normally do not bling this much, but it calls for it. And again, look at those eyes. Aren't they beautiful? Okay guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. I love you guys. Don't forget, guys, continue to help each other. That's the hallmark of our group. Continue to be kind to each other. That's what we do. And I will ask you again, if you know people that are lonely or disabled, can't get out and about, even if they don't color, get them into this group, guys. Let them enjoy something beautiful and how we chat with each other, okay? Melissa, goodbye. Alright guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. Have fun. See you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.